so far to harbor life. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand.
Are you guys ready for a whole new world of crazy and stupid? This one I find interesting because there's actually a big nugget of truth to it, yet the rest of the theory is still completely bonkers. I saw a video about it on Twitter, and I considered responding to that video, but just take a look at this. I did not edit the following clip.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Megan, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video about what happened to Britney Spears, and specifically, why is she acting in such a weird way that is so noticeable that even her longtime fans are commenting saying they don't think she's the same person. I want to talk about what this is and why we see this so often with celebrities when they get older.
You need to shut the fuck up!
So, still with a strong desire to review the craziness that is MKUltra conspiracies, I sent my pet Saiyan Myra Vegeta out to find me something, and find me something she did. But before we get into it, let's go over the truth of the matter. Was MKUltra a real thing? Yes, it most certainly was. MKUltra was a series of mind control experiments conducted by the CIA, primarily focused around the use of psychoactive substances to control people, and specifically the use of LSD. Was MKUltra unethical? God's yes. It is, in my opinion, the singular reason why I don't think the CIA should exist. Unwitting participants were dosed with drugs, subjected to torture, isolation, electroshock therapy, and even sexual abuse. Started in 1953, the project quickly spiraled out of control, was reduced in scope twice in the 1960s, and then ceased entirely in 1973. It was an incredibly unethical sham of an experiment conducted largely by pseudoscientists and calls into question the methods of the entire organization, in my opinion. Following its termination, a number of its subjects sought compensation for the suffering they endured, and rightfully received it. Of course, MKUltra lives on through the conspiracists. According to them, the experiment never ended. Let's get our popcorn and dive in, shall we?
What's up, guys? This is Chinese Black.
Hello, Chinese Black? Why do I feel a little racist saying that name?
With another video. And this is a requested video. Now.
Alright, this is a 33-minute video, so I'm going to go ahead and bump you up to 1.25 times speed so we can actually get through this. There we go, now you speak at the pace of a normal human being.
One of my beautiful subscribers wanted me to do another video on MKUltra, Project MKUltra. This is what keep all the celebrities on hush mode. And some of the celebrities have butterfly tattoos. Mariah Carey is known for wearing butterflies, butterfly water, butterfly everything. Okay? I told you guys, these celebrities are not themselves. These celebrities are under programming.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Not sure what the butterfly thing is all about, but you know these wootards, they love their symbols and numerology and rituals and whatnot.
That is the only way. How do you keep all of these people on hush mode? That's not telling what's going on behind the Hollywood doors. So, Pete, Project MKUltra. Project MKUltra, also called the CIA Mind Control Program, is the code name given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, some of which were illegal.
Okay, so far, completely factual. But then again, she's reading from Wikipedia, so that isn't too surprising.
The MKUltra movies are American Ultra, The Banshee Chapter, Drugs as Weapons, and American Mind Control. Wow.
Oh my god, she doesn't understand that Google is marketing to her. The movies is Google saying, oh, you're interested in this search term? Let me pull up related movies so I can sell them to you. In fact, those first two only contain fictionalized references to the experiment, whereas the second two look to be documentaries about it.
Now, what is the purpose of MK Ultra? MK Ultra was a top secret CIA project in which the agency conducted hundreds of clandestine experiments, sometimes on unwitting U.S. citizens, to assess the potential use of LSD and other drugs for mind control, information gathering, and psychological torture. Electroshock. We all know celebrities always are on drugs and drinking to escape what they have to do behind the Hollywood scenes, the Hollywood doors, to keep that status, to keep that Hollywood money. Okay?
Okay, so you were speaking some truth, and then you fumbled completely with your conjecture at the end. Celebrities, and specifically those whose interest is anywhere in the arts, and their relationship with substance abuse is well documented. Artists have a tendency to use recreational drugs, and statistics will easily show you that it's not just famous Hollywood artists, it's all of them. And yes, I am beginning to speak from personal experience at this point. Not only this, but the documentation goes a long way back. We're talking thousands of years before Hollywood was a thing. Charles Dickens wrote novels on opium binges 100 years before American cinema even began. When you go even further back, you'll find ancient tribes held rituals all the time that centered around both using drugs and playing music. It's a known thing that art and drugs interweave often. Nothing specific to Hollywood whatsoever.
Now I'm going to read through the most important information I want you to know about, and then I'm going to show you guys the photos of these celebrities taking photos with the MK Ultra butterfly. Pete. Now.
Alright, so I had to look up this butterfly nonsense. Project MK Ultra had absolutely nothing to do with butterflies, nor did it utilize them as any kind of symbol. The only related result I can find is a supposed Project Monarch, a subset of MK Ultra, that allegedly used satanic rituals. There is literally zero evidence that Project Monarch ever existed.
I was listening to a mystical song, and he mentioned electroshocks in his lyrics, and I am not surprised. So, it says, MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states and brain functions. Techniques included the covert administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals, electroshocks, hypnosis. Yeah, I know they have to be under hypnosis.
Well, hypnosis and hypnotherapy, which are not the same thing by the way, are subjects on which the scientific jury is still out. You can't really say for certain that the big bad they have found a foolproof way to hypnotize celebrities 100% of the time. There's just no evidence for that.
Sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse. Yes, that is true. I remember Britney Spears coming out, and his exact words were, "I am tired of them touching on me."
Actually, the exact words she, just gonna gloss over that and assume it was a mistake for now, said was, "I'm tired of them touching me." She was speaking quite obviously about the many, many, many people who will touch a celebrity throughout their day-to-day life, from fans to makeup artists, bodyguards, costume designers, and many more people. They don't really get to have a personal space bubble, and I'll be honest, I feel for Britney there.
Remember, Britney Spears is a Disney kid. I am going to do a video about Disney children also. The Devil Network. Sexual abuse, as well as other forms of what? Torture. Let's get into the photos, people. So, this is Uma Thurman. Thurman. Thurman.
Oh, lady, you're not gonna do what I think you're gonna do, are you?
Thurman, because it is a man under MK Ultra, okay? And I really think that these men are under hypnosis to act like women. Yes, I do.
Oh, you did it. You really did it. Alrighty, folks, this has now become a transvestigation debunk. Of course, I'm going to preface by saying that transvestigations are essentially witch hunts. They hold zero scientific merit whatsoever, and utilize methods that are almost exactly reminiscent of the now debunked field of phrenology, which held that personalities were dictated by the shape of a person's skull.
And I told you guys how Hollywood get down. That's Uma Thurman. Pete, look at the neck.
I'm looking. I see a neck. Are you going for the classic Adam's apple thing? You're aware that women have those too, right? They're just less pronounced. Anyway, this Chinese black is a male Adam's apple. This is a woman's neck.
There you go. There it is. It was an amazing film to make. You know, it was a long time in making, and then the actual shooting. Look at the neck. About a year of my life, so it's extraordinary to actually put it out. Let me go back to the beginning. So you're one, you know, and the structure of Kill Bill, which is this road to revenge, you know, with these series of victims or baddies that I have to take care of, allowed him to really play with the tableaus and the genres, and each chapter, which always had a chapter structure, has a different influence to it. Look at the neck, people. I'm trying to show you how Hollywood get down.
You haven't shown us anything except a woman in an interview sporting a perfectly normal neck.
The manipulation, the misleading, okay? Uma Thurman is a man in disguise as a woman. And that's Uma Thurman with the butterfly around the eye, and at the top it says another. What? Another one under MK with the butterfly.
Another is the name of the magazine. It's in the image you shared, you fucking idiot.
Pendant on the suit. Right there. You see it? Let's move on to the next one.
Yes, let's move on and ignore that the butterfly imagery, not featured on every cover of another magazine, by the way, is due to the fact that Uma had done a spring-themed photo shoot.
This is Drew Barrymore.
Oh, for God's sake, let me guess. Because her name is Drew and she dressed like a butterfly once? Get the fuck out. This is getting stupid. I'm skipping this.
That is Drew Barrymore. You see the throat on that one? You see the jawline on that one?
Oh, fuck off. This is literally phrenology now. Some people have pronounced jawlines. It's called genetics. You know what? Instead of even debunking this, I'm just going to cut in some clips of Shoe on Head debunking a transvestigation done on herself.
Why am I telling you this? Well, your girl got transvestigated. So I have not seen this yet. This is a pure reaction. Ooh, that's great. Prominent brow ridge. Is that prominent? I don't know what the fuck. Adam's apple! Do you see it? I feel it. It's right here. My body is sideways. You can't go like this. You have to go like this. My hip is... Bitch, what the fuck? Are you calling me a whore? It's clear Armored Skeptic is her handler. Is this a woman? Yes!
It's a total fabrication.
That is Mariah Carey with a big butterfly symbol in the back. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like butterflies have been a symbol of transformation and renewal since for fucking ever.
Look at Mariah Carey neck, y'all. You see that lump?
Yeah, it's called an esophagus, you dumb shit. You have one too. Ever notice how no, and I mean literally zero, transvestigations have been done by people who show themselves on camera? I wonder why.
This is Shakira, born a male also. That song, Hips Do Not Lie. This individual do not have hips. Excuse me.
The fuck are you talking about? Seriously, at this point, I want to see your hips so I can call you a tranny for being too fat or too skinny. This is pathetic. There it is, munching on something salty and cheesy, are we? How big are your hips, Chinese black?
Miley Cyrus, born a male, a Disney child. And we all know what Miley did at those awards.
Skip.
Let's move on. Now that is Marilyn Monroe, the first, okay, individual that they put under MK.
Except that Marilyn Monroe, who passed away while MKUltra was still an active program, was a celebrity for 20 years prior to the project ever being invented.
They experimented on, and a lot of Hollywood celebrities got this individual in their home on a picture, photo. They have tattoos, whether it's real or not, I have no idea, but they have shown tattoos of Marilyn Monroe somewhere on their body. Idiots. And there you go, Marilyn Monroe with the butterfly over one eye, paying homage to the one-eyed God, like they all do.
I'm at a loss. I don't care what gods Marilyn Monroe believed in. I don't care what gods you believe in, Chinese Black. Why is your conspiracy based on who has the better imaginary friend? I've skipped over a few minutes here because all she's done is point at Britney Spears' neck for 5 minutes, complain that because Courtney Love was a skinny drug addict, her shoulders make her a man, and says Katy Perry is trans because reasons.
So it says about Monarch Programming. Monarch Programming is a method of mind control
used by numerous organizations for covert purposes. It is a continuation of Project MKUltra mind control program developed by the CIA and tested on the military and civilians.
Finally, something with substance. Fun fact, if you Google Monarch Programming, the first result is for a conspiracy theorist named Kathy O'Brien. She came up with the idea of Project Monarch and alleged to be a victim of it, despite having zero supporting evidence except for her own testimony, and that testimony containing a number of inconsistencies. Fun fact, if you take a look at her Twitter, it's filled with other conspiracies, because these people all think alike, and constant plugs to her books.
The methods are astonishingly sadistic. You heard me, sadistic. Astonishingly sadistic. Its entire purpose is to traumatize the victim, and the expected results are horrifying. Horrifying, okay?
That's some nice buzzword adjectives you've got there, but I personally would argue that literally every single form of torture and interrogation that has ever been invented can be described as sadistic, traumatizing, and horrifying. Ever seen Road to Guantanamo?
There's a hook on the floor. The leg irons are attached to the hook. Then they put your hands between your ankles at the floor and chain you to the hook on the floor as well. They keep you there for like an hour, sometimes 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours.
Ever heard of the Stanford experiment?
Within just 6 days of the planned 2-week study, conditions are so bad that the entire operation is shut down.
I'm inside! Help now!
The creation of a mind-controlled slave who can be triggered at any time to perform any action required by the handler. Wow. The Monarch Programming name comes from the monarch butterfly. There are a number of reasons for this. Important in programming people is whether they have the ability to dissociate easily. Let's look up the word dissociate. Now, it says, what happens when you dissociate? When people are dissociating, they disconnect from their surroundings, which can stop the trauma, memories, and lower fear, anxiety, and shame. Dissociation can happen during the trauma or later on when thinking about or being reminded of the trauma. Dissociation commonly goes along with traumatic events and PTSD. Of course. Can you imagine what these people do behind the scenes?
So you're learning all of this as you stated as fact? What in the absolute fuck? Talk about putting the cart before the horse.
So dissociation, disconnection, and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, actions, and identity.
Okay, let's skip through her reading definitions she clearly doesn't even understand. It's pronounced continuity, and the fact that you don't know that tells me you probably don't know what it means either, but you didn't bother looking that up for some reason.
Alright, let's go. Ability to to dissociate easily. This plant is transmitted in genes as the monarch butterfly transmits genetic material. Hence, you also have generic satanic, you heard me, satanic families.
Any website that describes something as satanic as though that's an actual thing to be concerned about is a joke. Literally afraid of an imaginary demon.
And there you go. The Illuminati formula used to create an undetectable, total mind control slave. The second reason that butterflies are named is...
Wait, you ignored the important part. By Cisco Wheeler and Fritz Springmeier. You made absolutely no mention of the fact that one of these authors is a convicted armed robber, and the other appears to be a pseudonym for Fritz because he doesn't appear anywhere outside of conspiracy writings.
Levels of Monarch Programming. The levels of Monarch Programming identify the slave's functions and are named after the, electroencephalography brain waves associated with them. Yeah, y'all go ahead on and be famous if you want to. You're going to get all of this. Regarded as general or regular programming, alpha is within the base control personality. It's characterized by extremely pronounced memory retention along with substantially increased physical strength and visual acuity. Alpha programming is accomplished through deliberately subdividing the victim's personality, which is an essence, causes a left brain, right brain division. Wow, no wonder they used to do those commercials and have the mirror splattered everywhere, because that is their brain splattered everywhere in multiple.
Oh, you're one of those people who thinks the left brain, right brain thing is real, aren't you? That whole thing was debunked long ago. While certain hemispheres tend to be used for different kinds of functions, every person uses their whole brain to do basically anything.
Beta is referred to as sexual programming slaves. This programming eliminates all learned moral convictions and stimulates the primitive instinct devoid of inhibitions.
Guys, I think I'm done. This lady is the female Hans Wormhat. She reads things online, believes every word of it without question, and doesn't ask any basic probing questions outside of her narrative. What? Feline traits have often been ascribed to women throughout history of the arts? No idea what you're talking about. It's because they're tranny feline otherkin. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let me end off with something that matters. Let us remember that MKUltra, the real MKUltra, was a real experiment that was sanctioned by the United States government and perpetrated by the CIA, an agency which at this point has more failures and unethical shams under its belt than reportable successes. 3 presidents have ordered the CIA to wiretap American citizens. The Mujahideen in Afghanistan were funded largely by the CIA, and this likely played a role in the 9/11 attacks. They've come under fire numerous times for torturing and killing civilians and non-combatants. You know, there's a video game I really like called Far Cry 4. It takes place in the fictional Himalayan country of Kyrat, which is under the rule of a brutal dictator. During the game, the player character encounters a CIA operative who claims that he is attempting to overthrow Kyrat's corrupt government and put a US-selected replacement in power. The operative conscripts the player character, ordering them to assassinate several high-level generals to help out. At the end of these missions, the operative tells the truth. The generals were in fact CIA personnel, who were killed off because the US government decided Kyrat isn't worth the trouble and are pulling out of the country. He then pushes the player character out of a plane and disappears forever.
Did you eliminate the target?
Yeah, I took care of him. Are we going after Yuma now?
Consider this information your last paycheck. You've been killing CIA assets this entire time. We're cleaning house. Pagan no longer represents a clear and present danger to the U.S. We needed to erase our footprint in Kyrat. You did a damn fine job of it!
So everything you told me is a lie.
What I said about your mom and your old man, all that was true. What I told you about Yuma, you can ask her yourself.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Sorry, kid, but like I told you, every patriot I know is a son of a bitch!
I have a feeling that something very similar to this is happening at any given time in some country you've never heard of, and the CIA is behind it. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, which is Dead Kennedy in Space. If you want to support me further, consider donating on Patreon or purchasing some of my work through Amazon or Teespring. Thank you, and I'll see you over the curve, Space Cowboys.
Lived there, on the mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam, in a vast cosmic arena.